You have an intro.
Yes.
Colton. Now,
yes, I do.
Is just for safety's sake, could you pitch us your intro? You don't have to make the comedy. You just have to understand where you're going.
Okay, wait a minute. Hold on. Literally, it felt like a glass just spilled in my head and everything poured out.
Another episode of SpongeBob where Patrick goes, my inner workings is an enigma.
It just happened to me.
Wow. I've never met a human being closer to Patrick Star in my life. Rain, you're the most solidly vampiric person I know, but Colton is easily the most starfish person I know.
Hi, welcome to the Tryforce podcast, where we talk about video games, we talk about movies, anime now, apparently.
Yeah, we're fucking multimedia at this point.
That alone is going to get us copyright.
Watch the show.
No.
It's the Tryforce.
So, first of all, hi guys.
Hey.
It's very nice to see you
Hello.
again. I missed you guys. I thought this week was tough, but it wasn't. What really made me happy is the topic that we're talking about today. It was just the right comic relief that I needed for.
I don't know. Is happy the word we're going with?
That's
A certain kind
starts
of
with an H. I'll tell you that.
ends in a Y.
Got me there.
But I was just thinking about this. I was thinking about this on my way over here. Just like fucking the September episode that we did last year. Great episode, hilarious episode. I loved it. And then we followed it.
Really funny.
You were great. Like all three of you were fantastic. And then we followed it up.
Funny.
We followed it up with the Manuary. And then now we're sitting here talking about the 6-episode travesty that is Golden Boy.
Whoa.
And I can't think about this any other way, or I can't say this any other way. Have we just become an unapologetically horny podcast in this quarantine area of our
Colton,
lives?
I don't know how to say this to you, but if you've looked at my Twitter, you know that I am just unapologetically horny. Half of my likes are not safe for work art. Like, I don't know what to tell
That's
you.
fair. That is very
Colton,
fair.
to answer your
I don't know
question,
you two.
Colton, to answer your question, yes. Yes.
Like, I was on board from the beginning for
Yeah,
the podcast.
We will watch
so.
multi-arc softcore porn if you want.
I mean, we did.
We'll request. You can request whatever you want. I mean, if somebody requested Stay Alive, you can request whatever the heck you really want.
Yeah.
And to be fair, this was a request.
This
It
was a
was.
request.
This was a request from Angela, and they prefaced by saying that it wasn't good, and they were right. It wasn't good.
Well, were they right? Like,
No, I don't know. The jury's still out on that for me.
I don't know, man.
Well,
It's like-
the jury voted in my house, and it was not good. Like it was funny. And there were some quotes like Colton that I texted you and I was like crying laughing.
Rain and I were screaming.
Yeah.
We were really
no.
having a whole back and forth about it, but was it as a whole good?
No.
No.
way.
No.
No way.
Zach, you're going to hate me for this.
Oh, God.
You're going to absolutely despise me. And Rain probably
Now?
you too. Yeah. Fair.
Sometimes I think we already do, but
I was about to say, like, what's changed?
It's like Pacific Rim good. It wasn't good, but it was fun.
Colton, I've never seen that movie, so I don't even know. I can't even understand.
Fantastic film, but
It wasn't a
I don't
good
watch
movie.
movies.
good movie.
It was not a good movie.
I believe that Pacific Rim is a good movie.
I would watch Pacific Rim all day, every day, but it was not
No.
a good movie.
I'd watch Pacific Rim 18 times before I'd rewatch Golden Boys.
I would too. I would. Well, I don't know.
about that. If you get me the right amount of tipsy, I'll rewatch Golden Boy.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, like it's funny. I think like it would be a ridiculous time. Yeah, in like a drunken.
Give
state.
me 2 weed gummy bears, and I will laugh myself into vomiting over Golden Boy.
The English dub specifically was
be there.
The English dub was like okay.
yeah.
So
Okay, wait.
can I preface
Story.
this?
Rain first.
Wait, hold on.
Go
hold
for
on,
it, go
hold
for
on. No, I think this is going to lead into what you were about to say.
Yep.
So I started it, and I left the room, went to Angela, who has seen it, and went, this can't be the right dub. Like, I think that I have the wrong, show. And I play it, and they go, no, that's the correct dub. And not 5 minutes later does Colton text me going, the can't be the right dub, and I just don't know, Colton. It is. I just asked the same question.
I heard the first 4 words of the show coming from one. This is Patrick Starr. This is Patrick Starr, horny out of his mind, like in an anime. This is the funniest fucking shit I have ever heard in my life. It sounds like an abridged series. This sounds like,
it does kind of, yeah.
this sounds like classic Dragon Ball Z abridged level of stupid. And I was like, oh my god.
Well, given the English voice cast, so.
Oh my lord! And there's so many like A-list voice actors in this show.
Yeah.
And I just wanted to know, the question that was on my mind when I was listening to Kintaro, just at all in general, is who is the poor unfortunate soul that has to put Kintaro on his resume?
I just looked up his name. I think he has a very standard name.
I do know his name.
Doug Smith.
Doug Smith is the guy who did Kintaro in the English dub, and Doug Smith.
I'm so sorry for him.
I don't know, man. I think that guy deserves an award personally.
Well, I mean, what was it? What did I say? The anime, a product of its time. Kintaro's voice, timeless.
Exactly right.
Yeah.
For everything else, there's Kintaro Oe, man. Like, I'm fucking.
I need to be in the room when they told him the voice prompts. Because those could not have been off the cuff choices for his voices. I cannot imagine that. Like, that's crazy. That's fucking insane to me.
All right. So let's go through this. Golden Boy, Japanese comedy manga and anime series written and illustrated by Tatsuya Igawa. About a 25-year-old freeder, or someone who does odd jobs, pervert, and quote-unquote traveling student known as Kintaro Oe. Mm-hmm. Originally serialized in Super Jump in 1992, and then it got a North American dub in 1996.
Wow, this dub is 1996 then.
Yeah.
So I was 3 years old when this came to our shores. Holy shit!
And you watched it at 3 years old.
I did. The voice change, the voice.
Does that explain a lot about me, or what?
Yeah, it explains a lot of the voice acting of the time for sure. I agree with you, Rain. If that's where you were going.
It would explain the voice acting choices. It also explains the anime in general.
Yes, it does.
Big time. Okay. Kintaro, despite having met the requirements for a law degree, left Tokyo University without graduating. Golden Boy depicts his life as a free spirit roaming Japan from town to town and job to job. During his travels, Kintaro meets several women whose lives he dramatically changes despite poor first impressions. He constantly observes and studies the people and events around him, recording the findings in a notebook he carries on his belt.
This is a very tame description of this anime.
Nope, not the that's the character slot. This is the plot slot.
Poor first impressions doesn't even begin to cut it.
No, yeah. So the beginning of each volume and episode of Golden Boy places Kintaro opposite a young, beautiful woman whose interest or disdain for him serves as the basis of the plot. As Colton and I came to the unfortunate realization, Golden Boy is just Japanese Johnny Bravo.
Yeah. It's very much so.
Agreed.
I cannot believe the first 5 seconds of the show.
No, I told Connor earlier, and he definitely said that he was like, I showed him the first few minutes, a few seconds when he gets run over.
Yeah.
And he's like, oh, how is this on YouTube?
Yeah, I can see that.
Yeah. I don't know how all of it is on YouTube, the entire dub. At one point, I don't even remember what episode it is, the man's hand turns into a fucking, literal penis.
Dick, yeah.
And I'm like, but if I have 3.5 seconds of a Taylor Swift song in a video, I'm getting copyright striked and losing my channel.
Man, if I had a nickel for every time my hand just turned into a penis, I'd have about 15 cents.
That's too many times.
I know. It's not a lot, but it's weird that it happened more than once. You know what I mean?
So not the visual I wanted. I'm looking at your hand right now.
There were things that I didn't want to think about today. That was one of them. Anyway,
some of these
I'm going to move past that. Zach, please continue.
Thank you. Some of these women initially dismiss Kintaro as an idiotic and clumsy pervert. either give him or accept from him some challenge to prove their superiority.
Yeah, they really just like turn around on him real quick. And it's weird because like I just can't imagine like getting fired for the shit that he was doing, and then he comes around and says like, I challenge you to a swimming race, and the woman's like, fuck it, sure. Like, you have a month.
I know I'm gonna win, you moron.
You have a month to teach at our school after you just proved that you can't.
Well, you know, here's the thing about that. And there's something I realized watching this show. If you're horny enough, you can accomplish anything.
Yeah.
I'm sure that's the moral of the fucking show, is if you're horny enough, you can accomplish anything you set your mind to.
I love it.
I mean, you gotta have a drive, but like, man, like
You put a pretty girl at the end of like, your route.
I don't think Kintaro knows that masturbation is a thing.
I don't think so.
I don't think he does, because
You see, I don't think Kintaro even understands what he actually wants.
I don't think
And when
he
we get
actually
to the
knows
end
what
of
sex is.
Yeah, see, because when we get to the end, like when we get to the last episode, I had so many questions that will never get answered.
Yep. We'll get there. We will get there.
Yeah.
Kintaro invariably lusts after these women and sates his voyeurism while fulfilling his desire to be of actual service to them. As he meets their needs, he continues to learn about the world professionally and personally. Despite his outward appearances, Kintaro is an incredibly clever and resourceful individual who consistently exceeds the expectation of the women he encounters. In the end of the day, he wins their hearts despite his outward awkwardness, but due to chance, necessity, or
Awkwardness.
Yeah, that's a very soft way to put that.
Very soft.
It's an extremely soft sell.
That's what we're calling it now, huh?
That's like calling a
Awkwardness.
12-car pileup kind of an inconvenience.
Due to chance,
Just a
necessity.
scratch.
Yeah. What's that?
It's a 12-car pileup. It's just a scratch.
Just a scratch.
6 people are dead, but it's kind of inconvenient.
Due to chance, necessity, or a sense of honor, Kintaro never takes advantage of these newfound feelings from the women he eventually... That was the strangest part to me.
Yeah.
Is that he doesn't even... Like, he's just a weirdo.
Yeah.
He doesn't gain anything by it despite putting out all that effort.
No, he doesn't.
No, he leaves just before they all like turn around.
That's like literally running the race and then turning around at the finish line and going down the next street. Like, that's the stupidest fucking thing I've ever seen in my life.
Well, if you see in like every episode, minus like, I don't know, maybe like one of them, where he's just kind of like, I have fucked up. I'll fix the thing, but also leave.
No, he did that in every episode. That was all 6. Like, that was crazy.
Mm-hmm.
No, you're right. Wait, in episode 5 he does that too. I forgot.
Unbelievable.
Crazy.
So as we mentioned before, Kintaro does a lot of odd jobs. His ventures include computer programming, housekeeping, teaching, the culinary arts, and most of all, studying. Kintaro is often seen demonstrating the skills he's learned in previous chapters or episodes to overcome challenges faced in the current one. He's also adept at martial arts, but does not fight unless angered, and ordinarily simply takes a beating.
Yeah, there's this one part, like, the only reason we know that is because in episode 3, he just beats up a dude, and then he has this whole, like, way of the warrior type moment where he's just like, I'm sorry, master. I've used my...
He was like, I would use it for this idiotic thing. I was like crying. I was like, oh,
And we just never got a resolution to that subplot.
Nope. Impossible. Much of the humor of the series derives from situational elements, such as the encounters between Kintaro and the women that go awry due to the interactions between Kintaro's libido and imagination. Recurring gags include Kintaro's fetish for toilets, especially those recently used by beautiful women, his exaggerated facial expression, and comical entries in his notebook.
That's
There
literally,
is
I think...
one episode, I think, and only one, where he doesn't do the toilet thing.
Yeah.
I literally was just like sitting there and I was like, I fucking hate this. I hate this for me. I hate this for him.
It was the
I hate
third
it for
episode, I
everyone
think, that
included.
didn't happen.
with the mafia.
Yeah.
I think
Yeah.
that is the
I
one.
think that's the one, but every other
It does
one
happen
it happened.
in the swimming episode.
Yes, it happens in the
Okay,
swimming
so
one.
then, I
happens
think
in
that is the
yeah.
only one. Yeah,
That is
that's fucking nuts.
like of all of the fetishes they could have made a joke about.
Yeah, it seems an odd one. I mean, maybe it's more of a Japan thing. I don't know.
It must be more popular over there, man.
But like,
Well, you see, my question was, it's called Golden Boy, right?
oh no.
So like,
Good night, everybody.
Wait, no, Rain, you're on to
Yeah.
something because I swear to God, I was thinking of one. Do you guys remember the Motorcycle Girl episode?
Yes.
Do you
The best
remember when
episode,
she?
yes.
Yes.
Yeah, I know where you're going with
Rain, I
this.
was at the gym. I had just finished episode 3, and then you said episode 5 was the best episode, so I went, yes. I'm just went straight ahead to it. I
Yeah.
just skipped.
I was right. It is the best episode.
I still haven't
No,
seen
you're
all
you're
of 4.
100% correct that it is the best episode by a huge margin.
I don't know. I really liked the last episode.
It was great. The last episode was great. That's second best for me.
All right.
You know?
So these notebook entries include explicit drawings of the women he encounters and bits of wisdom such as, quote, sea base is not sex, and, quote, the human head cannot turn 360
Oh,
degrees.
dude, that fucking scene killed me. The one where he's just like, yes, I see. It's not about sex. And she's like, what was that? And he's like, nothing. I loved that shit.
Let's talk about the sea base episode because it's the first episode.
It is the first episode.
All right. I need to say something about
Please.
the first episode.
Please.
I said this to Colton earlier.
Oh, no.
So, like, it's not even, 60 seconds in,
Yeah.
and he meets the first really pretty girl.
Yeah.
You know what?
know-
Let me go get you a timestamp while you're talking.
Oh my God, yeah. It's like very early in, we were saying he almost gets run over, and the pretty girl comes and she gives him money, and she's like, I'm in a rush. Just take this. It'll pay for a new bike, whatever. This is where this word already went downhill for me. I don't even remember what he says. And she like bitch slaps him, right?
Oh, yeah. So what
Oh,
happens is she gives him a bunch of money, right? And he tries to give it back to her because he's like, this is way too much money. You got to take this back. And she like won't accept it back. So he like puts his hand on her shoulder to like turn her around to give her the money back.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's what
Oh,
happens.
yeah.
Yeah.
She's like, don't touch me.
Yeah.
Don't touch
Okay,
me, you're
so-
filth. My thing, right, with that scene is, and this is just coming from personal experience. The last time I bitch slapped somebody, I know that my titties also jiggled for 60 seconds afterwards.
My God.
Yeah, she has got motor titties. Like those have their own perpetual motion machines.
Moving, bro. Moving.
3 minutes and 49 seconds is when we first see this. 3 minutes and 49 seconds into the show is when we first see this.
Episode 1.
Absolutely.
Computer studies. 25-year-old Kintaro Oye obtains a janitorial job at an all-women software firm led by the Ferrari-driving, skimpily clad Madam President.
Yeah, can I just say that is not an appropriate computer programmer outfit.
Well, she runs the place. It's fine.
Yeah, but like I
She's
feel
the
like
boss. There's no dudes that work there.
right, but like
What's the
wouldn't
problem?
wouldn't that be uncomfortable to be in all day?
No, I agree.
Seemed comfortable. Like,
If it's comfortable, then fuck it.
Yeah,
but like,
I mean, why not? But like, man, that just seemed like it would chafe.
again, I call to the Merlin
You know?
from Seven Deadly Sins principle. Like, I
Yeah,
don't
yeah.
think that's what they think computer programmers dress like.
To be fair, though, if I was that attractive, do you think I wouldn't be dressing like that all the time?
I don't
I mean,
want to
Colton,
picture
what-
you in that girl's dress, Colton.
oh no, hold on a minute, Colton. What's stopping you?
That I am. like I'm not a beautiful blonde lady, but I am in fact a
Hold up, sewing
large
machine.
fat man.
Colton, I'm getting your measurements and I'm pulling out the sewing
like
machine.
Yeah,
Gorgeous.
you gorgeous. You're so good.
I'd look like Wario in that outfit. Like it's
Wow.
terrible.
Have a rotten day. Oh my god. Yeah,
So-
get yourself a nice tube dress. you
Yeah.
know,
So
gotta
we
be
just
done.
met my Valentine's sister.
Yeah,
and-
she did look very much like
Yeah.
my Valentine. An electrical accident. Bullshit. First of all,
It's not an accident.
It was by no means an accident.
It was an accident. It was technically an accident because he didn't know what he was doing.
Fuck it. That's stupid. You don't just go around unplugging shit.
Yeah.
Kintaro unplugs the US UPS uninterruptible power source from the fucking computer and deletes the entire program that they've been working on for months.
Yeah.
Right? Kintaro, first of all, showed up, said he was going to get a job as a programmer, was like, I'm the best at programming, because he studied on a piece of paper out of a textbook how to read BASIC. And it's not in BASIC, so they have to teach him some shit.
Yeah.
So he
this is after she catches him in the toilet.
of course, you should just fucking imply the toilet bit. It happens almost. It's 5 out of 6 times it happens.
The
just
toilet bit always precedes the initial hiring.
Absolutely.
Like, just know that going forward.
Yeah. So jeopardizes the firm's future, allowing Kintaro to put his newly acquired programming skills to the test. So yeah, she's like, "You fucking idiot! Why'd you unplug the thing? My program is gone. You're an asshole." And he's like, "All right, look, I get it. I fucked up. What if I fix this?" And she's like, no way can you fix this. And he just fucking fixes it.
Yeah.
He shows up like the next day. My favorite is like all of the girls are there. They're all working really, really hard. And he just shows up, drops off, and they have it as like, you know, like a fucking floppy disk.
Yeah.
Because that's what the era we're in. Some
Damn
people might not
fucking
even know what a
straight.
floppy disk is, so fucking Google it.
Looks like the save icon.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
And
no.
He leaves, and they're like, "Oh my god, it's so user friendly, like all the things that they were saying that it needed to be, and it's prepared." And then she like the slow motion start running after him, not knowing where he is. Thing happened,
Yeah.
and I'm sitting there, and I'm like, "The fuck is going on here?"
She's trying to get a hold of that floppy disk. Like, it's
This is the guy, huh?
Yeah.
This is the guy?
That's
the guy
the
who
guy.
was rubbing his face on your public toilet a couple of hours ago? This is the dude, huh?
Yeah, I mean, some things are just passable, I guess.
I guess.
I guess.
I suppose if like somebody wrote an entire code that took you 3 months and like 24 hours, I guess maybe
I
can't relate.
I think I would just be like, "Good job, man."
It was a surprisingly wholesome episode. Like,
Kinda.
it was weird, and it's meant to introduce you to the plot, and the overall plot is that this guy's fucking weird. Like, you're not supposed to like Kintaro, I don't think. Like, you kind of do by default.
Yeah, I think
But,
you're
like-
supposed to like. I mean,
Like Kintaro with like twice the daily recommended amount of grains of salt.
Yeah, I mean, he's like, you know what? He's a fucking perv. But
He
like,
sucks.
Yeah, but like, I think the implication is what guy in the 90s at 25 wasn't in a way. You know what I mean?
That just feels like excuses. you
But
know?
but at the end of the day, you know, you're supposed to see that his intentions at these places are not just that. His intentions are to make wherever he's at better.
Yes,
You know?
but
I mean, his intentions are to learn. It's not like he doesn't say it in every episode.
Yeah.
You know?
I like to study.
Like, that's his intention. Study. As he's, like, driving and fucking riding his bike and whatever. But like, the problem with him is that like, sure, his intentions are just to like, you know, learn everything that he can.
Yeah.
But the second that there is an attractive female, he is like, "Welp, I'm thinking with my dick."
it's awful. It's true, and nothing could be more clear than episode 2, "Temptation of the Maiden," as it's called.
Oh my God, I have so many problems with this episode.
This episode.
Working as a campaign staffer for a mayoral candidate, Kintaro is asked to tutor his boss's attractive teenage daughter, Naoko Katsuda, who wants more from him than help with her math homework.
Already a lie.
Yeah.
Already a lie.
Bullshit.
Technically not. I mean, she definitely wanted to make his life miserable, and that is more than math homework.
Yeah.
No.
You know what I mean?
Let's go. Let's talk. Let's let Rain talk about this.
Yeah.
He wasn't asked to tutor her, first of all. Second of all, he like was working as a campaign person. Then he was being horny on main as per usual.
Extra
You know.
horny on, like, retweet horny on main. Like,
Retweet the quote tweet.
I'll go, you know, be your housekeeper because he saw a high schooler which I am sticking with because she is a high schooler.
Yeah.
And that's problem number one. A problem number two is she finds him doing this stupid fucking toilet thing.
Yep.
Because, of course, God forbid. Then she's like, oh, I'm going to, throw myself at him without throwing myself at him.
It's kind of like a teasing him sort of deal.
Yeah. On purpose, like unknowingly, like trying to make his life miserable.
Here we are, guys.
Yeah.
Here we are, the Triforce 2021 Horny Podcast.
Yeah, here it is.
Here it is. Like, and I just, God, he really, when she takes his book, right?
This was actually one of the funniest parts of the show. I'm not going to lie.
And he's like called her out for everything.
She's just like, what the fuck is this? He saw right through me from the fucking start. So funny.
I knew. And then she's like, I'm going to get back at him. And it's like, all right, first of all, you took his book.
Yeah,
so
you took his book and you're the one fucking with him. Like, come on now.
Don't be upset at what you read.
And then, so she, stages this whole, cuts up her clothes, gives him the scissors, and then screams so daddy will come running in. And then, when he is still trying to kind of, protect her, it takes her, 5 minutes of him getting the shit kicked out of him before she finally goes, oh, shit, he's trying to help me.
Yeah.
Bruh.
Yeah. But the thing is he kisses her, without any sort of...
No consent.
None at all.
So kissing a high schooler without consent, not a great look.
Not a good, especially in front of her mayor father.
Yeah, but then he does get the absolute piss kicked out of him by
really
multiple people.
Yeah.
And I literally took the scrubber on my phone watching this YouTube, and I rolled it back. I was like, let's watch him get his ass kicked again. Play. So, yeah, that episode is pretty wild. I don't know.
How many times has Gintaro lost his teeth?
Kintaro was
Yes.
Gintaro, yeah, sorry.
Yes, a lot. But my last problem with this episode, right, is that at the end, when he's leaving, and she's like, he's the one I'm gonna lose my virginity to. And I'm just like,
what the fuck was that?
When you're 16, sit your ass back down, go to school,
So
get an
weird.
education, learn your fractions. Don't be like, I hope this 25-year-old man takes my virginity because he kissed me and said he loves me.
No. Please.
Left.
Please.
Okay, please.
Naoko, please.
Episode 3. Whew. Danger. The Virgin's First Love.
Oh, here we go.
A car accident has left the owner of a udon restaurant temporarily handicapped, and Kintaro is helping out by learning the trade of how to make noodles. The owner's daughter, Noriko, has a well-heeled suitor, basically like a guy who's very established,
Well-to-do,
quote unquote, rich, has a suit, is well liked.
has a suit.
I don't have a suit.
I
You have a
know.
suit?
I do have a suit.
You got a suit?
I have a suit.
Fucking Mr. Moneybags over here. Right?
I have a suit jacket.
Yeah. Yes, you do.
Yeah. See, Rain and I are moneybags.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's all you need.
I just roll up to my interviews in buffalo plaid, hoping they hire me. I roll up looking like Kintaro, honestly. Backwards hat, headphones.
Yeah, do me a
Do I
favor.
have a job here?
You don't have a job here.
Please, I googled the job, so I know how to do it. Please let
Says
me
you're
work.
hiring.
I'm the best at this job ever.
Hi, I contacted you on Indeed.
Yeah, this whole show could have been mitigated by Indeed.com.
True. But a series of events leads Kintaro to doubt this new suitor's sincerity. Yeah, so guy got into a car wreck, broke his arm, fucked up, and Kintaro starts making noodles. One of the customers starts complaining that his noodles aren't up to par or some shit.
These taste like paste.
He was literally like the bubble bass of that episode. Like, he was just like, hey, your noodles suck, kid. I hope you don't undergo a character arc and make better noodles in 20 minutes.
Let me get a double ramen deluxe. Triple patties on the
Literally.
squeeze.
Straight up.
Forgot
But-
the boiled egg. Stupid shit.
Yeah. But so the daughter's cute. She obviously works at the shop, so Kintaro does Kintaro things. Is this the one? Is this episode 3?
This is the Mafia one. Yeah.
That was episode 2.
No, this is the Mafia one.
This is the Yakuza one.
Yes.
The second one is a Mafia one. The boss, the campaign
Are
guy?
they different?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, definitely.
Huh.
All right. So
Okay. So this is the Yakuza one. Yeah.
yes, Yakuza one. Yeah, because they owe money to the Yakuza for the store.
Yeah.
Oh no! Wait, fuck. That's from
No, they
episode
don't-
1. That's from episode
they
1 with the
don't-
bike shop.
They don't owe money. So they don't.
Oh,
owe money.
right. Okay, I got it. Yeah. Rain, you go
Mr.
for it.
Moneybags, right, has a girl who cannot find legal work. My assumption would be that she is an immigrant of some sort,
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
but she cannot work legally. So he has this convoluted plan of getting the girl from the udon shop to fall in love with him, marry him, and he'll take over the udon shop and then divorce her and then sell the building to make it a bar so his girlfriend can have a job.
Can work illegally in this
Or
bar.
no. Just-
legally, so she can finally have like a quote unquote use it as legal work or something.
Just
I
find a
cannot,
bar.
I cannot imagine creating a plan so convoluted, and then when like his girl gets upset about it, he like, prove that you're sorry. And it's like, bruh, you pretty much just told her, oh yeah, I'm gonna go get married
Yeah.
to secure your future,
Yeah.
but I'm not gonna marry you. When, like, I don't know, marry her, get her a fucking green card. I don't know what to tell
Yeah,
you.
true. Don't know how the immigration laws work in Japan.
Or
That's
just
true.
find another fucking bar.
Yeah, that's true. If you
Like, you're gonna tell me that his entire business could not have found a way to hire her, though?
yeah.
Like, you know,
What
like,
the fuck?
there's a lot of things that I don't understand
Right.
about, like,
Golden Boy.
the choices they made.
Oh my lord.
A lot
yeah.
of things not to understand about this, gotta be honest.
That is insanity.
Let's move on to episode 4. Swimming in the Sea of Love.
Oh man.
Kintaro has...
Oh wait, can I say something about episode 3?
No.
Oh,
Kintaro
what?
has...
Oh, wait a minute. Colton, I want to hear what you
I'm
have
kidding.
to
Great,
say.
thanks.
I'm
so
kidding.
much.
I wanted to do the Bugs Bunny in real life.
No.
Yeah.
Zach just did the fucking seagull meme to me. Shut. He just did that.
Please, go on.
So, do you remember when they were this fucking Yakuza guy was telling his girl about the plan while they were in their car, right?
Yeah.
And fucking Kintaro is literally just ducked down next to the car. Open window, by the way. They're having this conversation.
Speaking out loud.
Writing this fucking everything this guy says down. And then he raises his hand
He does raise his hand.
into the window and goes, "Oh, excuse me. Did you mean everything you just said? I work at the noodle shop."
I love when he like bows down and like nothing happens for like a good like 10 seconds, and then he like looks up and the guy's like, I'm strong, and then just starts kicking him, and I'm like, what was this dramatic build up for?
Kintaro, what was the strategy here?
Yeah, I don't know. I gotta say, though,
What was the strategy?
I gotta say, it was at least a noble one. You know, he walked up to this dude who was clearly bad news, and he kept saying, like, hey, could you, like, maybe not break this girl's heart? Like, it's, like, kind of shitty
Yeah.
of you to do.
Yeah.
Like,
And
it was
it's
a
all-
noble
you're right.
cause, but, like, good God,
No
man.
preparation.
Then he does it the second time, and that's where we have this like the guy goes to hit him, and he like uses his like 3-punch like knocked him out
Yeah.
move, and then
Oh,
his
dude.
whole,
That
like,
Jeff Power Dunk, bro.
I can't believe.
I'm so skilled in this, and I can't believe I used it in this idiotic sense. I'm a
can't-
failure, and I'm like, what the fuck?
I can't
Bro, the
believe.
girl's gone crying. Like, how?
I can't believe we got the predecessor to One Punch Man, 3-Punch Man. Like, I just can't. I can't believe we got it.
Swimming in the Sea of Love, episode 4. Kintaro challenges the local swimming coach and former Olympic athlete to a race, but he first needs to learn how to swim.
Oh, yeah.
If there was a sentence for Kintaro Oye, it is that one right there. Needs to challenge a former Olympic athlete and then first needs to learn how to do the thing they went to the Olympics for.
Yeah, look at that. This is basically the show. So he did this with the programming thing. He did this with the noodles. He did this with the fucking...
He sure did do it with the noodles.
He did it with the political campaign shit. Like,
Rain?
And now he's here doing it. But okay, I need to know if you guys remember this, because I had a whole moment watching this episode earlier. But do you remember when the video was maybe like 20 seconds was going around of the guy jumping into the pool and then drowning?
yeah.
Yeah.
You know, that was like all over Twitter and Facebook.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. So I didn't know it was from this.
That's true.
Oh,
And
yeah.
it happened, and I paused it. I left, went to Angela, and I went, "Were you going to tell me that this was the drowning anime?" Was no one going to tell me? I had to find that out on my own.
There was so many memes in this show. Like that one scene in the second one where she's wearing the swimsuit and like he's like helping her with her homework and he's looking at her chest. It's like that's a whole meme. Like that meme is like
Yes, it is. Yes, it is.
yeah, and then there's a bunch of other memes from the show, and I'm like, I'm seeing all these fucking memes in the wild. Like, I can't. I've only seen them in captivity. Like, I can't.
I finally understand.
I've never seen a meme like this in the wild before.
They do move in nerds.
Because they're all from this fucking episode.
Yeah, I mean, Golden Boy is memeable.
Oh God! And I want to say, like, before we continue, that swimming scene, that whole thing, is just a testament to 90s anime in general. Because man, this whole show was hand drawn, and it was beautiful visually. It was a gorgeous visual show, and God, was the detail in everything so crisp.
Yeah, unfortunately, in some
it is
degrees.
very unfortunate sometimes. But like,
Yeah.
it was so fun to look at, like visually. You know what I
really
mean?
Loved looking at it and just being like, "That's not what a titty looks like."
No, that is not what a titty looks
Every
like.
time.
But like, I
Every
did
time.
appreciate the detail anyway. You know what I mean?
I don't think women can have that much hair on their head and that small of a neck without dying.
No, that's
It's
true.
just
Like
not
even in the
right.
first episode with My Valentine discount.
That's who I'm talking
Yeah.
about.
Oh yeah, with her perfectly circular, like I called them quarter nipples because they like protruded like coins.
Episode 5.
Wait, hold on.
Yeah.
Rain, you know what I'm talking about?
Sure, engage with this.
Zach, you gotta stop trying to move forward when you know that we're now an unapologetically horny podcast.
Well, we have to talk about.
We can do that later. We have time. I want to talk about the coin nips.
No, I would love to talk about episode 4, since that's what we're trying to talk about. It's on the point of what Colton was just saying, actually, because, you know, I'm not dropping it.
Good, please.
Colton, okay, so like episode 4, right? And he sees her in the bathing suit for
Yep.
like the first time, and she's coming out of the pool, and he makes the comment about her not wearing like nipple pads.
I know.
I lost my shit.
Did you
because I was
also notice? Like, oh my god, it was
what the
crazy.
fuck? Like, I was like, okay, like, obviously product of its time and whatever, but like, imagine getting out of the pool and just like being like, you know, a normal fucking person getting out of the pool, not thinking about it, and then this fucker, you're not wearing nipple pads. I can see your nipples through your bathing suit. Like, yeah, welcome to the real world, my guy.
Not only that, but like the way she was drawn, like you're right, they do not know how titties work in this show. Like her nipples were pointing in two completely opposite directions. One was pointing down and one was pointing left.
Yeah, no one should be able to use their titties as a divining rod. You know, like, that's not how it works.
She was searching for water.
Straight up, like. I don't. Madam President, dog? Madam President. Fuck that.
Seems that only the right one found it, though.
It's unbelievable. Like, I mean, rises in the east, sets in the west. It's fucked. Like, it's just crazy.
Oh, no.
Yeah, no, I mean, the details are great, but was the anatomy great? Like,
She was just pointing him to the pool.
it's that way.
Like how to draw manga books, but they're from like the early 2000s. Like that is what this was. I think I have some of those on my shelf, like on my bookshelf.
Can we get this guy a how to draw vanilla hentai book, please?
Oh yeah.
All right.
But what's weird is
Please look up how to draw softcore porn.
There's so many people that can teach you.
it's really funny because in episode 6 they're actually drawing literal porn.
Yeah.
And, like
Yeah.
it looks better than the characters. You know what I mean?
You're not wrong.
It's so they clearly know how to do it.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Let's
I'm gonna go back to episode 4.
Yes. This is a good one.
So, our boy, our main man, horny on main, he manages to do it. Like, he learns how to swim in a month,
Yes.
which, like, good on him, right? Like, you know, he actually did it. But, like, my favorite is that, like, so he gets the job, quote unquote, because he's, like, not being paid. And he's teaching, like, little kids how to swim. And she's mad at him for, like, not having kids drop out
Yeah.
of her swimming courses, but he's like, but I want them to have fun. And she's like, fuck that noise. Make it difficult. Let them leave. And I'm like, bruh, they're kids.
I mean, that was the early 90s. Like, I mean, all of our parents pushed us like that when we were fucking kids. You know what I mean? So they're just like, it's not about fun, it's about winning, you know? And it's.
Stop crying. I'll give you something to cry about.
Yeah, exactly. Yes, exactly. So, like,
I know.
that was a very 90s thing, you know? But, like, this is Kintaro going, no, kids are fucking kids. Like, they're not going to learn unless they're having fun. You know?
kids are people.
Yeah, kids are, you know, human beings that respond to positivity.
Yeah. And then they have their race, right?
Yeah.
Which I thought this was going to be a race that people watched, which was not the case. This was like an after hours situation.
Meet me at the pool after hours, nerd.
She really high school bullied him. Like,
Oh God, yeah. And this is really where my if you're horny enough, you can accomplish anything.
this is it.
Because she dives over his head. Like, mind you, he's already in the pool. They
Yeah.
don't even start at the same place.
Yeah, no warning at all.
She goes, oh, if you can catch me, you win. And the only reason he starts swimming so fast is because he's behind her and is looking at her ass.
It's
And I'm like, man, if you're horny enough, you really can do anything.
Find your drive.
love the dramatic pause they took there.
Yeah.
Thank you. And then he, my favorite part of that episode though is when they all got like he gets out of the pool after she gets out of the pool, and his dick is like lit up like the fucking grace of God.
The real divining rod.
The holy diver.
Oh, yeah.
Rain, could you run that back? I think we got
Yeah,
some
we lost it there.
interference there.
Oh my God. When she just screams at him and she's like, what are you thinking about in my pool?
Yeah.
I'm like, bruh. And she's like, the sanctity of the pool. And I'm like, oh.
Sanctity of the pool slayed me. Like, what do you mean, sanctity of the pool?
And you just sitting there like, okay, ma'am.
Well,
Hi.
It is a hole with water in it. Like, come on now.
it's a hole with water in it.
It's a glorified puddle.
Episode
Like-
5. Episode
the
5.
best episode.
The
Best
best
episode, hands
episode.
down.
God.
I really, truly wish I was kidding when I tell you that the Japanese title of this episode is Balls to the Wall.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Balls to the wall. Okay. Don't know. Couldn't tell you because
I will say before we start this,
yes.
this is probably the first time I have like cry laughed in a month. This
Yeah,
episode.
same.
This was one of the funniest pieces of media I have ever consumed.
Agreed.
This episode was incredible from start. This whole show was incredible from start to finish.
In its own way, yeah.
Yeah, it was. It was in a definitely in its own way.
Kintaro becomes a servant in a traditional style mansion of a wealthy family.
You were right. You were right.
That's right. We were debating that in the car.
We were. I thought it was like a cult.
But it's
not a cult.
But is quickly dismissed. You'll never possibly guess why. It could be because he was shoving his fucking face in another toilet.
He does that so often.
I gotta give the girl in this episode specifically credit because he's just rubbing himself all over the toilet. She opens the door, looks at him. Normally they'll have some kind of interaction.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, I have to say normally because this is a normal occurrence for him.
Yeah.
But normally they'll have some sort of interplay back and forth, something. But she just shuts the fucking door. She says absolutely nothing.
Oh, we have
and
to
just slides the door back into place.
We have to. You skipped over a whole part of the episode.
Yeah, okay. I need to
we weren't done. I was just reading what was on
You
Wikipedia.
you already skipped over the part.
He's just reading the Wikipedia.
I know, but this part isn't important without the first part of the episode.
No, of course. Yeah, we're going to talk about that.
Yeah. I'm going to let Zach finish.
Yeah.
And then I would like to say something when Zach is done reading the bio.
Yes. Kintaro realizes that the daughter of the family is the quote-unquote shooting star, a motorcyclist he saw earlier, a beautiful motorcyclist he had saw earlier that day. He then challenges the daughter, Reiko Teramia. Never mind. Reiko.
Reiko, yep.
So he finds out a little thing about Reiko, so he obviously does his Kintaro thing while he's there being a servant person. He likes being a servant. Like, he enjoys it. Like, he's just like, this is kind of cool. Like, I'm learning something. Like, I'm learning how to be, like, a generally
well-to-do.
Yeah, like, I'm learning etiquette and grace and stuff, and I'm down. Obviously, he's into Reiko. Obviously, he shoves his face into her fucking toilet. So, obviously, he gets fired because he has a mental breakdown, you know? Like,
can't believe how casually we can say that about this show.
It's the Horny podcast now,
yeah.
you know?
Yeah.
It's, so... What he decides to do is maybe one of his more unhinged decisions. He just decides to fucking camp out. Just watch her estate from the mountains.
28 days.
28 a month. This man almost runs out of
for a long time that he's doing that.
Yeah, well, there's a very good reason, and it was said at the halfway point of the episode, which I still will not get over because obviously he gets kicked out of the mansion because of the fucking face toilet thing.
Because of everything, yeah.
And he says one line that has rocked me to my core. Like this made me laugh on an ethereal level. This was so good. He gets kicked out, and he goes, "No, please, you can't throw me out. We haven't established the subplot yet." Yeah.
You love when they break the fourth wall. Really.
And they had never done anything like this in the whole show until now, and that caught me so off guard. Like, you know when you laugh so hard, your whole what happened?
I said, I'm so glad that that's what caught you off guard.
Oh, yeah. Like, you know when you laugh so hard, your whole body gets involved? Like, that's what happened to me. It was so funny. So, obviously, he's waiting to establish the subplot.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I'm gonna make my comment here about what I want to talk about with this episode.
Okay.
So, when Angela first told me that this was something she wanted us to talk about, right?
Yeah.
They showed me a video, and it happened to be the first time he sees her as the motorcyclist at that rest stop.
Yes.
Yep.
So this is what I wanted to talk about earlier. Yeah, go on.
This was the first. This happened before we know he's working at this mansion, by the way.
Yeah. So this is like the really beginning of the episode, and he sees her on the bike, and she's drinking like a beer or something, and using the motorcycle as a giant sex toy, pretty much. Like a giant vibrator, orgasms and drives away.
laughing, by the way, and screaming. Like, I love that.
She's screaming because she's having her orgasm, obviously, as one does on a motorcycle, I guess.
Oh, yeah, sure.
This girl specifically, yeah.
Yeah, every time I've ridden a motorcycle, I can tell you.
I have such a
So
story.
this was the only thing I knew about the anime going in.
Nice.
Right? Was that I knew this was a thing that happened.
Oh, what a thing to know.
It happened. And I was like, oh, God. And then, as you know, the episode progresses, and I'm like, oh, okay. Is that just like a one-off thing? And then, you know, we do establish the subplot.
What if that was a one-off thing? Like,
I was like, is that just like a thing that happened?
they just never explain it ever.
And like, we go to establish the subplot, and he sees her doing it again.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, that's what I'm...
She goes on her whole tangent, right? About like hating men and why would I need a man? And I looked at Angela and I just went, fuck, why am I in this anime? Like, I wouldn't be doing that in public.
Yeah.
Nor would I just be I'm never going to own a motorcycle or like have the will to do anything.
Yeah,
But I was like, bruh, me too. She goes, what can a man do that an engine can't? And I was like, oh, Colton could answer that question.
Yeah, considering I have intimate knowledge of both.
It's getting a little spicy in here, man. Getting a little sweaty. But he does, as Rain says, does realize that the daughter of the wealthy family and the motorcyclist, the same person, Reiko, who abhors men and has a fetish for her motorcycle to a race. Holy shit, that race.
Oh my God.
Was hilarious.
Kintaro.
There is.
Yeah, go on.
No, there is a line at the end of the race that had me. This is the line. So Colton had the subplot line.
Yeah.
This is the line. I paused and I started cry laughing. Like there were tears. And I just had to stop. I was like, I can't. I watched that 4 times.
Reiko is definitely my favorite out of all of the characters in this show because she was just so unbelievably unhinged.
Yeah.
It was
English dub Reiko was nuts.
She was
fucking
unhinged.
And it's Amy Sedaris, I think.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure. Ray, do you want to tell us what it is, or do you want us to get to it as we explain?
Do we want to naturally progress to that?
No, I'm gonna wait. Let's talk about the race.
Okay.
Because this is the end of the race. I don't want to say what happens at the end of the race.
Yeah, that's why I thought I'd ask. So definitely Kintaro gets decided that he's going to race this girl on his mountain bike.
Yeah.
Why he decides that's a good idea, never will know.
To be fair,
we do know it's because if you're horny enough, you can achieve any goal.
Exactly
He's
right.
proved this the past 4 episodes.
and listen, it's literally all that backed up nut powering his legs. Like,
I'm saying Kintaro doesn't know what masturbation is. If he knew what masturbation is, he'd be a much chiller guy.
yeah, but at the same time, like, look at all the shit he's getting done.
I don't know if I'd want to be that. I don't know if I'd want to have that, like just for that.
Like, as somebody who has 45 jobs like I do and just is wanting to do everything, like, I kind of want that energy. You know what I mean? Like, I take the trade-off.
You gotta study, man. You gotta study.
Study.
And you don't hear...
Go get on your bike and go.
Go get on your bike and don't touch anything remotely sexual for a year.
I think that you maybe hear the study, which is pretty much like the ora ora ora, the muda muda of this anime. It's in this episode because he's screaming it constantly as he's biking.
He is.
And like obviously she's on a motorcycle, she's gaining on him, and he defies physics
Multiple times, by
in
the way.
order to bang this chick. Like,
I love like when he looks down at that like very steep ramp and is like actually having like panic about it, and he's like, oh wait, I'm gonna die, and then does it anyway. And I'm like, oh sir, I would literally be taking the L on that one.
Oh my god, how he literally latches a rope onto the Porsche and gets pulled. That bike would have shaken apart. Is the bike also powered by horny energy too? Because there's no way that bike stayed
That's
intact.
just a fine bike. That's just fine craftsmanship.
He said it before. That is the best bike, and he's got to be on to something.
He's right.
This has to be the case because he, as Rain said, goes down this giant ramp and she's behind him. Like he laps her in front of her.
Oh wait! We didn't get to the other crazy shit. He launched himself off of the mountain pass onto a telephone wire,
Yes.
where he continues to keep pace with her riding the telephone wire.
Yeah, and then he
Like fucking
hops off
E.T.
yeah, dude. And then he hops off the telephone wire, right? Rides along the wall, ends up like behind her, then ends up in front of her, and she's like, oh, and like finally like being like, I didn't know a man could do this, and having this whole like revelation as he's like sliding along the pavement with his arm and leg. Oh,
It's insanity.
yeah.
Absolute batshit insanity at every pass.
Nothing beats that he goes down that ramp, off that wall, and off the cliff.
Just yeets himself
Immediately
off
off the cliff and lives. Not only lives,
Oh wait, this
his
is the
bike
best part.
is in
Wait,
perfect condition. Yes,
this
Rain,
is-
please take it.
This is where it comes in, right? Okay, so like they're going down and she's like, he's gonna jump it. We're gonna jump it too. And then she realizes, oh shit, no, wait, I cannot make that jump. And he goes off and she watches him fall. And she's like having this whole conversation with herself, like, oh my God, I never thought a man could do this. And just goes, if you were alive, like I never thought a man like that could be alive. And then just goes, although the fact that you're dead really throws a damper on everything. And I paused the video. I turned my YouTube off. I closed my phone and I laughed and cried at the same time. I texted Colton that was the best episode I had ever seen.
It was so
I
good.
watched it 4 more times to make sure that I heard that right. And then waited 30 minutes before watching the last episode.
And here's what makes me so angry about episode 5 and Golden Boy as a whole. This man defied logic, physics, death, speed,
Yeah,
And-
all of it.
whatever the top torque is on any mountain bike that you know of.
To quote Limp Bizkit,
Don't. Simply don't do that. You paused, and I was like, are you going to quote Limp Bizkit or not?
I knew, because
I think you killed him.
Can't believe I'm trying to build to the fact that Kintaro does all of this and doesn't even he doesn't even get with Reiko. Like,
Yeah.
he
No.
just leaves.
he
I
just
thought-
fucking pieces out.
I had thought that he because they had showed that there was a river. So I was like, oh, okay, he'll land in the water and whatever, and that'll suck, but he'll be fine. But no, he lands on another path with his bike, is screaming, study, 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 and just keeps fucking going.
He just went
doesn't
full.
look back, doesn't notice that she's no longer there.
He's just doing his own thing. He just went full Minecraft creative mode and survived that fucking fall.
He literally created his own Sonic the Hedgehog level.
Oh my
Speedrun of it.
god.
And then just
Radical
fucking
Highway.
and he ended up in Smash, he just kept going and then
Yo,
ended up in Smash.
Kintaro for Smash. Let's go. Let's go.
No.
Kintaro
Especially not
DLC 5.
Especially not when Pyrrha and Mithra just got there.
Kintaro DLC. Let's go.
Oh, no.
Man.
I'll design it.
So but that's the thing is he just leaves, and the excuse that they give in the anime is that his brakes are gone or broken or something,
Oh,
just fall over. That's literally
It's a bike.
That's literally the second lesson they teach you.
It's a bike. The max speed on that thing is 20 miles an hour.
No,
just
not during this episode.
Not during this one.
Not during this episode, it's not.
The brakes don't work. Okay, turn around.
Yeah, true. But she goes
Just
after
turn
him.
the car around.
She goes
the bike
after
around,
him.
not even a car. Yeah, because she's like, wow, that's a real man. And I'm like, bruh, I don't even know what the fuck to say at this point.
I guess so. I guess, Zach, we have a high bar to hit, you know?
I mean, wow. Whew. Can't be doing that.
And then, Zach, you see,
Sexually,
like,
that
what your
works.
problem? But, Zach, the issue that you're having with, this, right?
Yeah.
Is the issue I have with the last episode.
Okay. That's fair. Yeah, no, and I totally agree with you on that as well. So, episode 6, otherwise known as Animation is Fun.
It's so educational.
It's so educational. Chie? It's pronounced Chi, right?
Yeah, Chi.
It's spelled like Chie from Persona 4, so I'm gonna be saying it.
I just pictured a literal slab of steak when you said that. Like, just
10 beefsteaks.
Yep, got you.
Chi is a cell painter at an animation studio where Kintaro works as an errand boy. Production difficulties ensue, and Kintaro must rely on old friends to pull things through. So Kintaro starts working at a typical cell animation studio, old school back in the day, probably like there was in the 90s. Probably like the ones that was used to make this anime.
Yeah, I think that was the whole point of this episode.
I'm going to throw
the reference.
Yeah.
To it, yeah.
I'm going to throw some crazy FAQ. That's not the term. Mark this. I'm an idiot.
Trivia?
No, fun fact. In a sense.
Oh, yeah.
That's the word. So he obviously has a crush on Chi, and I was kind of shipping him and Chi. I was like,
Yeah,
maybe,
Chi is definitely the one that I could see him with.
I was like, maybe he'll amend his ways or some shit, but whatever. That's Kintaro for you. So there is Chi. She tells him how to do the job. He has a demanding boss, and the animators are all lazy, and they just eat ramen and they don't do anything.
What a life. Eat ramen, draw titty.
Yeah.
What a life.
They do draw titties. That is true. There's part of them, and there's a whole section of Kintaro and this dude bonding over them drawing breasts.
Yeah.
Oh, you draw them really well. Yeah, I like them like this. Oh, I like them like this.
Yeah. Zach and I watched that
also
together.
like titties.
I can't stress how difficult it is to watch this today. I can't.
Yeah.
And I had to watch this at the gym in order to get it finished for tonight. So
Yeah.
I was trying to stealthily watch this in the gym. Connor, my friend King C-Rule, gave me one of the best tips ever. He goes, yo, man, just use the Stairmaster. Hype. And so I just was watching porn elevated, like a softcore anime pornography. And I'm like, silence, groundwalkers. There's cities that I must watch.
Oh my god, it's that's the thing. I was watching it during work, and obviously I work from home, so no one's gonna know. But I stepped out and I still had an episode and a half to finish, and I looked at Angela and I go, "I'm so sorry, I'm not done yet."
Yeah.
Unbelievable.
Zach and I watched this episode while we were preparing for while we were setting up this podcast today, and when that scene happened, I heard him and I both of us collectively just went, ugh.
At the same time.
It's so hard to watch.
Unfortunately for the animation studio, production difficulties ensue. They have this director that wants them to draw an animated movie about kindergartners that accidentally release a demon.
Hate when that happens.
Oh, it's the worst. And so everyone's really burnt out. No one thinks that they can get the deadline out. And Kintaro's kind of trying to rally the troops, do morale stuff. And he ends up talking to Chi, and she's like, well, my job is really not that important. I just paint the cells. That's not really that interesting at all. And he's like, that's bullshit. It's very interesting. You're very interesting. This is a hard job. You should be proud of yourself. And I don't know, good vibes out of Kintaro in this episode.
I really liked when, so the lady comes in and she's screaming at them, you're going to make the deadline. Da, 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 da. And
Yeah, her voice was
as
hilarious, by the way.
all of that arguing is happening after she leaves, and then like the phone rings and he picks up the phone and he just looks at them and he's like, hey, the like production director got into a car accident. He can't work anymore. And everyone just looks at him and the guy's like, get out of my face. Get out of
It was so funny because like the boss had literally just gotten through. This was like I sent you guys a message I think earlier today. I'm like, the script is fucking gold. It's so funny. Like it's just the boss is like, okay, all we have to do is this. We just have to get this done by week 2. We have to get in touch with the production director and yeah, the production director just got hit by a car and he won't be able to work anymore.
Unbelievable, dude.
Oh God, that was incredible. Whoever wrote that scene, please just continue writing forever.
Right.
Like they got me on that one. That one got me.
That one killed me.
So
And then like he's like, it's okay, we could still do it. You know, I'm rallying the troops. And then they're like, well, what do we do about this? And he's like, I know people. And he just starts calling all of the girls that want to now bang him.
Yeah, he calls the president lady from the first episode, Madam President, to do the CG stuff, and then he calls the swimming instructor for swimming reference videos, which is cool.
He asks for a video of her swimming. Yeah.
Yes.
And gets
then
like the high school girls to do the voices.
that was so funny because he's just like, the voice actress just quit on us, and he goes, I know 2 girls that are really good at faking stuff.
Like he wasn't wrong.
He's not wrong.
Oh,
He
good.
was so right. And then he got like the udon girl to
Yeah.
come and make them like booed. And then they were like, you're not going to make it on your bike. And he's like, I got it. And he frisbee throws the last set of reels and it's the girl on the bike.
Yeah. And all of them came together to help him out.
One.
Yeah.
Oh my God, I
Yeah.
lost my
So
shit.
all of the ladies come together to kind of help Kintaro and the animation studio pull out the dub. They all go to the premiere, and in the episode there is the author of the show, who I said that was giving them like very detailed work to do, and that's why they're like, oh, you're not going to make the deadline. Oh,
Yeah.
capitalism. Oh. And it's so crazy to me because that dude is Tatsuya Igawa, and Tatsuya Igawa is the person who did the manga, who is voiced by the author himself that makes a cameo appearance in the episode.
Yeah, and I was just thinking about this. This whole episode is a metaphor for the show itself. Like all 5 of the characters came together.
Did you also catch when they were talking about, you know, the writer?
Yes.
Yeah.
And they point at the golden girl.
Yeah.
Like,
Golden Girl.
poster, and I was like,
What was the studio, by the way? Bungee jump. Get the fuck
For
out of
fuck's
here.
sake.
Come on now.
Bungee jump. God.
Bungee jump.
Fucking crazy. I love that shit.
Where's my Halo anime?
Honestly. Oh man.
That's the only
We get
thing
to
that
the
can be
end of the
published by
episode.
Bungee Jump. What's that?
Chief Sama.
I want to talk about the end of the episode because it really
Please.
upset me.
Please do.
Yeah.
So, like, obviously, this is the last episode, right? So you get to the end, and, you know, they just finished watching the movie, and he's like, oh, yeah, we just do a couple of edits, and then it's going to be done. And he turns, and they're like, Kentaro's gone. And all the girls that were there to help him go running out, right?
Yeah.
And she's like standing there, and he's like, aren't you gonna go? And she's like, I have to do my job and I have to make sure this movie gets done. But it's like all the girls are like running out, right, to go chase after him.
Yeah.
First of all, the high school girl fucking says, you have to take my virginity.
Oh my
In
God.
which I was like, you just said that in front of a bunch of adults.
Yeah. Maybe
And
don't do
and
that.
no one's concerned. No one's concerned, of course.
It's
you know,
Japan in the 90s. It's unfortunate, but that was a common thing back then.
But then they all just get in like one car minus like the bike lady, who obviously then gets her and the swimmer are on the bike, in which they're, in my mind, they're lesbians now.
Yeah, I'm like, why did my 2 favorites have to get on the same vehicle? You know what I mean? Like,
same.
come on
They
now.
were my 2 favorites. And I was like, they can just ride off into the sunset and like live together. But like, I was mad because he was gone. All of these women want to like fuck him, and they are now chasing after him. But at the same time, like, you all have lives. What excuse are you going to have to not go back to your jobs and like school and shit? You're just going to be like, oh yeah, I really want this man's dick.
That's fair.
Never fucked anyone in his life.
I mean, I can't imagine that like they're chasing after him for more than a day.
I think it's like,
I don't know. They looked like they had the drive, you know?
Yeah.
it's gotta be.
These girls, because they also like jumped at the chance to like go help him and like see him again.
That is fair. Who's the noodle lady?
Naruko.
Yeah. She had a fucking map. Like, you know what, Rain? You're right. These ladies were in it for the long haul. She had a fucking map. Like they were plotting his fucking course across the country.
Which, like, honestly, all they would really need to do to get him would be to like post some weird job like somewhere, and he would like come crawling out the woodwork.
It seems strange. Like, is he really? I don't know. Is he really attracted to any of these women? I don't know. I think it's got to be like borrowed time. Like, if he were to engage in coitus, like, he would nut, and then just his body wouldn't be able to handle it, and he would just die and like implode upon himself like a neutron star. Like, just would just fall together just from like just sheer release, you know, like it's just,
you know, like, what is it? Like, the closest he gets is the swimming episode, and you saw that his dick had the light of God.
Yeah,
so, like,
I know.
I think you're right.
The power of Christ.
That's right.
I'm just imagining, like, he finally beds one of these women, and just like right at the moment of nut, it just like zooms out to an exterior shot of the house. An exterior shot of the house. It's just boom.
You know, like in Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood, when like the teacher, I think it is, hits Ed and like his soul coming out, and Al's just like, I've got your soul. Like, do you think that, like,
yes,
first of all, I hope that he like does not come first, and at least whoever he beds can at least have some
it's
enjoyment.
impossible.
But like he nuts, and then like his soul starts leaving, and like whoever is in bed, he reaches up and yanks his soul back into his body, and they're like, motherfucker, we're not done yet.
Reiko would do that. Reiko would make sure his ass got back in there.
God, I can't breathe.
Swimming lady, like 100%. Those.
Oh, the swimming lady's a dom. Yeah, definitely.
Oh man, did you see the dolphin scene? Come on now, like.
Oh God, his visions.
Ridiculous.
Which also, like, bro could not be more of a bottom. So
He is bottom as fuck.
This boy is a bottom, 100%. Wow.
Oh my.
Okay, guys.
Wow. I have a migraine from laughing so hard.
So wait, like, overall opinions of what we watched today.
Yeah, what do we do with this? You know, like,
I mean,
do we condemn this? Do we hold this up? What do we do with this? You know, like,
so this is. I'm gonna say the same thing I said to Angela, because Angela had asked my opinion of it earlier, and I was like, you know, for the laughs that I did get out of it, it was funny. There were good laughs. Were there a lot? No. Was it at any point even remotely interesting to me? No.
wow.
Would I recommend this to anybody to actually watch?
Wow.
No.
except for me and Zach.
I didn't even recommend it.
That's
I
our
just brought
fucking
it up
job.
and I was like, this was a request.
I know, but like, to be fair, if you had seen this and you just had this anime in your head and you're like, you know who would enjoy this? Colton and Zach.
I would have been right, I think.
be fair.
I
You would have been 100% right.
Because Angela was like, I think this would be really funny for you guys to review, but also I think it's like in like their kind of like wheelbarrow of things that they can make funny.
It's their wheelhouse. Yeah.
Yeah, literally, like they were like, you guys can make this funny, and I was like, damn, you're
Definitely.
right. But then like I watched it and I was like, oh God, what do I even say?
Man, it's tough.
Like, you know, so that's my take on this. Love to hear your take.
I I definitely, I think I said it best to my friend Connor earlier. I said, do I love it? No. Do I like it? Yeah. Yeah, it was funny. It's funny. It's not meant to be taken seriously. It is definitely not meant to depict women well or interpersonal sexual relationships in any way well. But is it funny in like a Bugs Bunny kind of way? Yeah. It's kind of just like,
Very slapstick.
This is this ridiculous. You know, I can respect something that gets this ridiculous.
Yeah.
That's all I can say.
It didn't pull any punches. You know what I mean? It didn't tone itself down at all. And yeah, you know what? That could be problematic. That could be very problematic. But at the same time, it was a show that knew it was problematic and just was like, hey, we're not going to even pretend that this isn't. So, like, you know, just take that with a grain of salt.
Oof. I mean, damn.
You know?
It was a show in the 90s. They didn't care.
A Japanese show in the 90s.
Yeah. They didn't care. There wasn't we know we're being problematic, like, so we're just going to do it. It was just it's a product of its time.
Like, Zach put it to me a very good way the other day. This is if Minetta grew up. Like, you know what I mean? And became a functioning member of society.
Why would you bring that up?
I think it's an apt comparison. Because, you know,
but why would you bring that up in my presence?
It's horrible to think about, isn't it?
It is horrible to think about.
Like,
I'm sorry that it came from me.
But, like, when you think about it, like, it's just a very, very much a product of its time. And you have to think about it in the context of the 90s. In the 90s, that shit was funny. You know what I mean? That was funny in the 90s. It's not funny now, but, like, actually, you know what? It's kind of funny now.
Some of it was funny.
It's kind of funny now.
It's a comedy.
Some of those lines, they got me.
Yeah, like, I'll say,
I laughed.
Rain,
obviously, the deadline killed me.
You said a fantastic thing earlier. Did I laugh a lot? No. But when I laughed hard. The quantity of laughs was small, but the quality was very high. And it was a very fun show to watch. No, I can't see myself recommending this to anybody, but
specific people.
Yeah, very, very specific people I have in mind. I can recommend this. Jiggy, yeah. Jiggy would fucking love this. But, like, you have to, like, when you recommend this show to somebody, you have to tell them, look, it's an anime from 1996. It is a pervert anime from 1996. You have to understand that going in.
That is a like trope. I think this is
it is
like style. I don't know.
It's absolutely a trope. I don't know what it's called, but it's definitely a trope because this is not the first anime that's like this. You know, and you just have to know that. It was very entertaining. I had a wonderful time watching this show. It was dumb, way over the top, and I love way over the top. You know, it was just so fucking stupid at every pass, and I appreciated it. You know, the vocal directions were hysterical. The lines are easily quotable and very memorable, and the memeability of this show is just through the fucking roof. I loved it. I thought it was hysterical. So, yeah, I mean, that's my take on it. I gave it a solid 7 out of 10.
I'm going with a 3.5 out of 5.
Oh, not bad. Rain, what do you think?
Going with a 3. I don't know out of what.
100.
It's a see me after class.
Yeah. Big time.
This is definitely I'm calling your parents. We need to have a talk.
This is a calling home for a talk about your family situation.
Oh my god.
Oh,
well,
man.
I hope that this podcast was, at the very least, educational.
Oh my god, kill me.
No. Oh, I had a sound effect. It wasn't quick enough. But anyway.
What is it? Do it again.
Oh, yeah, hang on.
Educational.
Wait. No, I have to set it up.
Educational.
Oh, brother, this guy stinks!
Oh god. Anyway,
Yes.
thank you guys guys so much for listening. Tune in next week where we talk about something else.
Absolutely.
Right. And thank
Hopefully
you.
won't be this unapologetically horny.
Yeah. Well, I don't think I can make promises like that anymore.
No, we're the Horny Podcast now.
We definitely are.
And thank you to Angela for making us the Horny Podcast.
For fucking real. By the way, we just give our shout outs and everything. Follow us on Twitter at the Tryforce. Follow us on all of our respective Twitters. If you like the show, share it with someone. Maybe not the show we were talking about, but if you like this podcast about it, you can pretty much glean everything you need to know. So, I mean, if you want to watch the show, it's available on YouTube for some fucking reason.
You can just
And
watch.
it's only like an hour and a half.
Yeah.
It's not super long.
It's ridiculously
Maybe, like,
short.
A little longer than that.
I think it's 3 hours to watch the whole thing because each
About.
episode is like a half hour and a 6 episodes.
Oh, yeah.
If you subtract the intro and the credits, it's like maybe 2.5 hours.
That's what I was going to say. If you skip the intro and the credits, it's like 20-ish minutes.
Intro was way cooler than what the anime was about.
Yeah.
Oh my god, the intro made it seem so cool.
What the
Yeah.
fuck? Like, okay. Yeah.
Ridiculous.
Welcome to 90s Japanese animation.
Also, if you want some very distinctly not nude art, you can definitely go and follow me at ZForm Arts on Instagram. That's at ZEEFORM Arts.
Absolutely. Oh, we have a shout out to make about a soap company that we like very, very much. Rain, you know more about them than I do, so do you want to take this one?
Yeah, I got it.
Absolutely.
So we're going to shout out a company called Shirley B. Soap Company. We actually used to have ads for them, and they've restocked all of their soaps. If you're interested, they're vegan, cruelty-free. They are made with all natural products, and they're on sale on Etsy at Shirley B. Soap Company.
Yeah, I had a bar of it for a while, and it lasted a super long time, and I smelled fantastic. It was great. I loved it.
Yeah, and all their soaps are super good. They actually just dropped a couple of new ones, including one with a rose quartz and one that is cinnamon latte.
Yes.
Yeah.
They're gone.
So cool.
I have personally tried and can't highly recommend enough their lemon head bar.
Yeah. Good one. Very, very good one. They gave me one with coffee in it too, which was really, really cool.
I think you got Perk Up.
Yeah.
And Zach got Lemonhead.
Lord
and then
knows I
I've
fucking
tried
need it.
all of them except for the rose quartz one, and I recommend all of them. My skin is super soft and smooth.
Yeah, it was fucking phenomenal. So give them a checkout and head to the checkout, I guess. So yeah, I would have hit that for myself.
I think we can see you next week.
Yeah, I think that's a good idea.
Have a good night, everyone.
Good night.
Good night, everyone. Study.
Study.
No.